Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding computer process control. So all industrial processes are controlled by digital computers based on microprocessor technology. So computer process control origins in the 1950s in the process industries. Mini computer introduced in late 1960s, microcomputer introduced in early 1970s. Then PLC introduced early 1970s for discrete process control. Distributed control starting around 1975 and PCs for process control that is introduced early in 1990s. So regarding control requirements, so whether the application involves continuous control, discrete control or both, there are certain basic requirements that tend to be common to nearly all process control applications. A real time controller is a controller that is able to respond to the process within a short enough time period which is capable of multitasking without interfering with one another is needed. So there are two basic requirements that must be managed by the computer to achieve real time control. So first is process initiated interrupts. So in process initiated interrupts, controller must respond to incoming signals from the process. That means event driven changes. Depending on relative priority, controller may have to interrupt current program to respond. That means the controller must be able to respond to incoming signals from the process. A process initiated interrupts is often triggered by abnormal operating conditions, indicating that some corrective action must be taken promptly. Then second, time initiated actions. So the controller must be capable of executing certain actions at specified points in time. So it includes A. Scanning sensor walls from the process at regular sampling intervals. B. Turning on and off switches, motor and other binary devices associated with the process in time. And C. Displaying performance data at regular time during production run. In addition to these two basic requirements, the computer control must also deal with other type of interruptions and events. These are third, that is computer commands to process. So in addition to receiving incoming signals from the process, the control computer must send control signals to the process to accomplish a corrective action. These output signals may actuate a certain hardware device or read just a set point in a control loop. Fourth, system and program initiated events. A system initiated event involves communications among computers and peripheral devices linked together in a network. In these multiple computer networks, feedback signals, control commands, and other data must be transferred back and forth among the computers in the overall control of the process. A program initiated event occurs when the program calls for some non process related action, such as the printing or display of reports on a printer or monitor. Then fifth is operator initiated events. Finally, the control computer must be able to accept input from operating personnel. So operator initiated events include entering new programs, then editing existing programs, then entering customer data, order number, or startup instruction from the next production run, requesting process data, and calling for emergency stops. So these are the computer control requirements. Now we will see what are the different capabilities of computer control. So these capabilities, so the above requirements can be satisfied by providing the controller with certain capabilities that allow it to interact with the process and the operator. So these capabilities are: first, polling, means it is a data sampling. Second is interlocks. Third, interrupt system. And fourth, exception handling. Now the first capability is polling, that is data sampling. In computer process control, polling refers to the periodic sampling of data that indicates the status of the process. In some cases, continuous signal is substituted with a series of numerical values for continuous data and discrete data except binary data. In some systems, the polling procedure simply requests whether any changes have occurred in the data since the last polling cycle, and then collects only the new data from the process. So this tends to shorten the cycle time required for polling. Then second, so issues are the polling frequency, that is reciprocal of time interval between data samples. Then polling order, means it is a sequence in which data collection points are sampled, and the polling format, that is alternative sampling procedures. The next capability is the interlocks. An interlock is a safeguard mechanism for coordinating the activities of two or more devices and preventing one device from interfering with the other. In process control, interlocks provide a means by which the controller is able to sequence the activities one after the another. That means action of one equipment is completed before next equipment begins its activity. So there are two types of interlocks. First is input interlock and second is output interlocks. Regarding input interlock, it is a signal that originates from an external device. For example, a limit switch, sensor, etc. and that is sent to the controller. Input interlocks can be used for either of the following functions. First is to proceed with the execution of work cycle program. For example, production machine communicates a signal of completion of processing of part to the controller. This is input interlock to the controller, indicating that it can proceed for the next step of unloading the part. Second, to interrupt the execution of work cycle program. For example, while unloading the part, robot drops that part accidentally. The sensor in its gripper transmits an interlock signal to the controller indicating interruption in work cycle sequence and stop the process until it is corrected. Then output interlocks the signal sent from controller to external device. Then third capability is the interrupt system. An interrupt system is a computer control feature that permits suspension of current program to execute another program in response to an incoming signal indicating a higher priority event. An interrupt system is required in process control because it is essential that more important programs, that means it is highly or higher priority programs, to be executed before less important programs, that is lower priority. The system designer must decide what level of priority should be attached to each control function. For example, emergency shutdown of the process because of safety hazards. So this is an interrupt system. In a diagram, first you can see it is a single level interrupt system, and B, it is a multi-level interrupt system. Then fourth capability is exception handling. In process control, an exception is an event that is outside the normal or desired operation of the process or control system. The need for exception handling may be indicated through the normal polling procedure or by interrupt system. Examples of events that may invoke exception handling routines include product quality problem, process variable operating outside their normal ranges, shortage of raw materials, fire, controller malfunction. In effect, exception handling is a form of error detection and recovery. So, this is regarding the computer process control. Thank you.